I'm not really a big YouTube fan, but with all this shit going on, I just can't help but get my 2 cents in like everybody else. And I can't help to talk about what's going on in our country because we're all at risk. Now, this businessman calls himself Trump with no experience in government managed to somehow convince 60 million people that he could just fix everything. Well, damn, people. Come on, man. So you're telling me when you're at work and you're under a big corporation with lots of decisions to be made, you put a guy at top that just doesn't have no experience. Yeah, right. When you're in your household and you're running the show, you wouldn't want to put some guy with no experience to run your household when you take off on vacation. Why? Because a guy with no experience would do what the rest of us have done: break something, brutalize something, diminish something, wreck something. So I would never put somebody in charge of something that doesn't have no experience. Yeah, I mean, come on, simple shit like training with work, blah blah blah. But I'm talking about like running a country. And then you got a pumpkin who doesn't want to show you no tax returns. He doesn't want to give you no credibility. He doesn't want to give you a reason to trust him. But what do you guys all still do? Run out and vote for somebody that doesn't want to give you no credibility. Is that how you guys deal with people in public when you meet somebody in your towns and cities? Somebody runs up and gives you a business opportunity. You just sign the dotted line, no questions asked, don't need to ask for no credibility because obviously it wouldn't matter. Just sign the details and off they go. Could be robbing you. Is that how y'all work in society? You don't need no credibility or you don't need to trust nobody? If some guy just steps up and says, I can fix everything? Well, there's no I. We all do things together. But, whatever. I mean, this coming from a guy who wants to take out, they wanted to repeal Obamacare. Just leave 30 some odd million people just without insurance. Like, fuck them. It's funny how we just can't have this and we can't have that because money doesn't work that way. But, the only major legislation that they actually got passed this year was an easy tax plan, of course, for their pocketbook. How easy was that to get passed? What do you know? Let me break some numbers down for you. 171 billion goes to the 1% over the next 10 years in tax breaks. And what do we get? We get the change in the peanuts. We get the $6 billion tax break. That bill was easy to pass, wasn't it? But anything else you asked for, any serious legislation, wrong. Now I want to touch up on the most popular topic going on in the world today. These families out there running for their lives. Not trying to be here legally. Their lives are at risk. They're running for help.
Turning back like the good Christians. That's all.
I mean, they're out there running for their lives. They're coming here looking for asylum, help, looking for a better life.
Some of them with their arms and legs blew off.
Yeah. You get the picture. So here they come here like a better life, like our families, like our thought process would be, hoping to go somewhere and get some peace of mind and get sheltered since, we're under this good book of taking care of everybody, looking out for each other since we all have the same two eyes and the two legs and the same thought processes. Where can I get and survive and have some peace in this world and make some money and not fuck with nobody? And then when they take their kids away and put them in cages like animals, you guys cheer it on and cheer it on.
You gotta be ashamed.
You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. What would happen if you guys went somewhere and you had your families caged? Oh, yeah, you'd be in an uproar then, wouldn't you? Of course. It's okay if it's not about you, because it's about me, huh? And then when you go and support an animal like a so-called president would do about caging these people up and you guys are cheering it on and cheering it on, and then 2 days later the bitch turns his back on you and says he signed some kind of executive order to make the changes, then he goes the other way. I thought you were cheering it on. What happened? What happened? And for all you nuts out there that don't know what's going on, it doesn't take an executive order to have anything done. He's just trying to make himself look good. It takes a simple 2-minute phone call to the top cop of the land called some punk called Sessions. It takes a simple phone call. Hey, this is America. We don't put up with this shit. Knock it off. It takes a 2-minute phone call. Anyway, I don't mean to start arguments or blah, blah, this and that. I'm just concerned because our country's at risk. I'll give you a really close and major example here. Here, thanks to the person that you guys support with these tariffs, now look at Harley-Davidson closing down God knows how many factories and taking their product over to China. Isn't that just wonderful for America? Look at all those jobs those people just lost. It's what happens when a man comes in office and says, I can just fix everything, and y'all settle for the okey doke. After the boogeyman don't come in, after the white boys messing, cleaned everything up, look at all the numbers and unemployment rate. It's thanks to Barack Obama. It's not because of Trump. You got to put a jobs bill on the table first. You can't just show up and say, oh, I'm here. Boom! And shit starts working good. Allah shows up or some shit. Just says things are going to be good, and boom, things are good. I'm here, everybody. Don't worry. And things just put themselves together. Right. Anyway, I hope in the next election you people can wake up, because when the next country hits back on us after Europe hit us with Harley-Davidson, thanks to what your orangutan did, that's so good for America. What company next is going to be closing factories and going somewhere else? And when the next country puts their tariffs in, what countries and jobs are going to be going here and there, and factories closing down in America? Isn't that just beautiful for you and your family? Companies and major companies just start shutting down and factories go elsewhere. Make America great again. How wonderful, huh? What a grand idea. Y'all better wake up, put a stop to this shit, and get out and vote blue the next election. People that think about your interests and they think about your families want to give you a break. Anyway, be chilly. Just don't freeze. You heathens have a good night.